Hey guys, it's Chris for the Scottish Vape Club. Check us out on Facebook. Great group of guys on there, and you might learn some stuff. A couple of things I want to talk about today. This video is going to be on mods and batteries and chargers and rebuilding stuff. I've had a few questions about it and I kind of want to address it. But before I talk about that, I kind of want to talk about the drama and stuff like that I've seen on Facebook the last week. It's pretty silly and it's getting pretty childish. I mean, it's kind of like saying, my shoes cost 100 quid, your shoes cost 20, I'm better than you, sort of thing. We've all got different budgets, we've all got different priorities in life, you know. I would love to be able to go and spend fucking, 150, 250 quid on a mod and an atomizer and whatever. I don't have that kind of money, you know, but there's people who are in a better situation than I am, there's people who are a bit more careless, whatever. I don't care how it works, but everybody's got different priorities, and if you want to go buy authentics, buy authentics. I don't care. If I want to go and buy a clone, I'll buy a clone. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about that. But with that being said, it's a sticky situation, it's a funny one. But I just think it's getting a bit silly. And that's just my 2 cents, that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, whatever, you know. But enough of that, let's talk about mods and batteries and chargers and rebuilding stuff. So a bunch of people on the page have asked me how they go about getting into rebuildables and rebuilding atties and drippers and mods and batteries, and where do we begin, and how do you blow these big clouds and all kinds of stuff. It really all starts with a mod, which in this case is a copper penny from Francis Chan, who's awesome, thanks man. I've also got a DNA 20 that I got from Nigel Moxon, who's also a good guy, appreciate that man. They both work differently. This one is regulated, this is a DNA 20, obviously there's nothing on it right now, but when it'll say check atomizer when you fire the button, but it basically goes from 20 watts down to 7 watts. I normally run it at 20 watts all the time because I like to, basically. So when we're talking about rebuildables and things, the next step, once you get a mod, once you get a rebuildable, whatever, I'm gonna show you a rebuildable that I really like in a bit, but once you get your mod, then you're going to want a battery, which, depending on the application, if you're going to be running anywhere, I would never run these batteries below 0.9, maybe even 1 at a push. I wouldn't run these any lower, but these batteries are great. These are the AWIMR, they're red and say AW, 18650, 2000 milliamp hour. Couple of days I can get out of a battery like this before it's completely dead. If I'm doing super low sub-ohm builds, like 0.2, 0.1 even, maybe no 0.1, maybe 0.1.5, 0.2, I'll use one of these Sony 30 amp VTC4 high drain batteries. Personally, they're the only high drain batteries that I've tried. I'm gonna try the Keep power batteries, which again Francis has recommended, and I'll see how they are. Those are rated at 50 amps I think, so we'll try those out and we'll see how they go. But for this one, I'm going to use this high drain Sony battery in it, and the penny mod. So regardless whether you're using a regulated mod or one that you have to put a battery in, like a mechanical mod, basically all that happens is you have a tube just a metal tube. This is copper. The positive connection of your battery touches the positive connection. So when you put the battery in, upside down, positive end, right? Your switch hits your negative connection, just like that. Push the button and it completes the circuit. So that when you put an atomizer on top, it fires and you get some nice vapour. That's what happens basically. This is a dripper. I'm going to get into this in a sec though. So, we've covered that. Obviously if you have any questions, shoot me an email or post on the page and I'll help you out as much as I can. Other than that, when you've got a decent mod setup, charger, battery, you're going to need a charger, right? And a good charger. You can't just use one that you got with a fucking starter set or, you know, an Ego style charger. You need one of these, which is the Nightcore i4, which is my personal favourite charger. It was the first charger that I got when I started getting into mods about a year ago, and it's never let me down. Charges 4 batteries at once, spring loaded, so it'll take anything. It'll take up to 26,650 as well, I think. Yes, it takes up to 26,650, and it cuts off the charger when it's full, so it's safe. You obviously don't leave it overnight and shit, but you know, it's common sense. So charger is as important as the batteries. You can get away with using a cheap fast tech mod, whatever. Other than that, we're talking atomizers before we get into the supplies that you need for rebuilding. So you'll also want something that can check the resistance of your atomizer, whether that's your VAMO, whether it's like the DNA20, which tells you on the side here, just at the top. You fire it, it'll tell you the voltage. So you'll want like an ohm checker. Mine's actually broken, I'm waiting on one coming. So you'll want something like that, just to check the resistance, make sure you're safe for the battery that you're using. If you're too low, then you'll need to do another coil and make it so that it's safe. Other than those things there, be safe. Don't run really low. As long as you're not getting hurt, it's fine. Bullshit. Be safe and get the stuff that you need to be safe. Don't skimp on the safety part. It's the one thing I tell people. If you want to do clouds, if you want to blow big clouds, if you want to do that, do it and be safe. I don't care about anything else other than being safe. And always keep your lock switch on, right? Unless, you know, there's a battery, unless it's out. So if you're going to leave it unlocked, take the battery out and set it back down. So, we've covered all of that. Let's talk about the atomizer itself. For these big clouds and whatever, you want a lot of airflow, right? That's why I like the still air, because it's got this kind of cyclops airflow, and it it's like drilling out the posts on an IGO, or it's like, if you've ever had an IGO, it's the equivalent to like 3.5, 4 mil air holes, so it's good. But this is the kind of thing. This is 0.8 firing at 4.3 volts. Really satisfying. So for me, I don't need those fucking weather systems to have a good vape. It just needs a nice loose airflow, so that I can do those lung drags that I like to do. I'm not much of a mouth to lung kind of person, but that's just me. Other than an atomizer, which, you know, needs Canthal resistance wire, Canthal A1, and it needs to have 2 or 3 posts, obviously your negative and your positive connections. You need Canthal, and when you first start, you're going to need a lot of it, because I know when I first got it, I tanned a 10 metre roll in a week, because I was shit when I first started building coils. But basically, all you need is a roll of Canthal. You can get Canthal from a local vape shop or online, wherever. But I try and buy everything I use as local as possible. I prefer not to buy online or, you know, things like that, just because I'm the most impatient bastard you'll ever meet. And, you know, the guys at the shop and the people who know me through vaping and even the music things that I do will know that I'm the most impatient bastard you'll meet. But the Canthal you buy in rolls, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40 up to, you know, hundreds of meters. And then you need something to wrap the Canthal around. I use a drill bit, wee drill bit like that. It's a 2mm drill bit. And then I pretty much only do micro coils now, which is wrapping the wire as close together as possible, right? This is 0.42 Canthal, which is somewhere around about 26 gauge. If I do 10 wraps, that gives me 0.8 ohms around this drill bit, right? I'll do another proper video on microcoils and things, but that's just a basic overview of this one. So I'm going to use that coil later on. I'm going to set that here. Obviously you'll need something to tighten down your post screws, like a wee screwdriver, just like that. You know, just tighten down the posts. Some kind of wire cutters or scissors. These scissors are completely gubbed. And other than that, you need cotton wool. Now, I got some of this royal wire from Miles Cahill, and it's really good if you like the super sub-ohm stuff. This is the 22 gauge packet, which is all gone, so I'll need to order some more. You get 3 organic cotton balls with it. I'll use whatever cotton I have. If you want to boil it, you can boil it. I buy the sterile cotton for the chemist. This is some organic cotton pleat from Ollie Redmond, I think I got this from, when I bought a coil buddy, which I've used about twice. Just, you know, the drill bits work, drill bit method works. That's pretty much all I have to tell you, to be honest. The biggest thing is being safe. Do not skimp on the safety. If you do, bad shit could happen. You don't want bad shit to happen. You want to be safe. You want to have a good, have a good vape, and be satisfied with the vape you have and whatnot. Let's put this Trident on there. I like the Trident. It's a nice dripper. A bit tighter than what I normally use, but I have no idea what's in that. Other than all that, and I know this video is running on long, but stick with me, we're nearly done. Other than that, you need a high VG liquid. If you're using a high PG liquid, which something like this is Trip Hammer's Nougat, which is super runny for what I like anyway. I like to use high VG liquid, which is a bit more, bit thicker. That gives you the vapour, like those big dense clouds of vapour. And that's pretty much all I have for you. If you have any questions or you think I've forgotten anything in this video, give me a shout. Notifications go straight to my phone, so if I'm out and about I'll try and answer them. But other than that, safety is the biggest thing. Safety. Safety, safety, safety. And I'll say it again. Safety. It doesn't matter what you use. You can use a fucking 140 quid box mod. You can use a £10 fucking Nemesis or whatever clone. It's a penny. You can use whatever you want. If it works for you, it works for you. There's a blade that I bought months ago that I've fucking lost everything for. So, you can get, use whatever you want. Do what you want, But be safe. And obviously, use what you like to use. If you want lots of throat hit, use that higher PG liquid. Drop your nick strength if you're going to drip on a low resistance though, because a 12 will feel like an 18 or a 24. A 6 is my kind of sweet spot for dripping. A 6 or lower, I'll drip 0 if I'm doing a really low resistance. But like I say, use what you want to use whatever you have at hand, be safe, and you'll be able to find everything that I've shown on this video online or at local good shops. Anything else, give me a shout. You'll catch me on Facebook. Searches for the Scottish Vape Club. I'll talk to you really soon. Right. Thanks guys. See you later.